So today we're doing a special edition Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead review at the beach.
We're gonna read while on vacation because he's the biggest fucking loser ever.
It's just something, just gotta keep the show going, you know.
Whatever.
All right, so this episode of Fear the Walking Dead, I'll say, is probably the best episode of the season. But then again, that's not saying a lot. That's by Fear the Walking Dead standards, you know. So standards for this show aren't very high. Neither are the standards for this YouTube video, as I'm having a tough time getting set up here properly. All right, so it's gonna be a janky setup, as I said, but we're gonna try to get through it. So let's see. So to start off the episode, we get this girl who's trying to get help from Dwight and Sherry. And again, whenever they have these random people that need help, I just find myself thinking, like, how did you make it this long in the apocalypse and then you can't make it out of this, situation without some assistance? There's a lot of that kind of in this episode, but so yeah. And I did think in this scene when this girl's about to get attacked, there's only like 3 walkers trying to come after her. And I thought, that's kind of a small number for her to just have such a hard time with. But they say in the behind the scenes for this episode, they're only allowed to have like a certain amount of walkers on set at a time because of COVID. So that's why I can't be too hard on it for just having a few in there. Because they got to do what they got to do for the COVID restriction. Let's see. And I do like the way the main plot of this episode centers around the Walker herd from the tower, because most episodes don't really connect at all, for this half of the season, where just random stuff happens to characters over here, and none of it's really meshing all that well. But this is a continuation when Morgan ran away and John Dory had his sacrifice, and the walkers are still following him, so I like that. Dwight and Sherry bring up Mickey, and Mickey is still nowhere to be found. It's, again, another character that they didn't kill off, but a new character that just kind of disappears, which is disappointing, because I did like Mickey's character, but it's felt more like just a celebrity guest appearance, for Alicia Tyler, right? And then I guess we probably won't see her again. I hope we do, though. Let's see. There was a cool walker, just a way to get rid of them. They always do something new and unique. So walker had fallen, and then another walker stepped on top of its head and crushed it. Maybe we've seen that before, but I was just like, okay, something different and unique. Even if a walker probably wouldn't actually be able to put enough weight to crush the skull of another one. I don't know, maybe. And then let's see. There's a stupid scene with a ranger where he's shooting out in the open at Morgan and Dwight and Sherry, and the walkers are coming towards him, and he's not like backing up or anything. He's just shooting with the herd like right in front of him, and they just come and eat him. Again, how did you make it this long with being that stupid, right? I guess you just got really lucky. So yeah, just such a stupid way to dispatch of that character, whoever it was. And then Wes turning against the group so hard is really stupid, and it's stupid with the Arno guy from earlier. Whenever he's basically talking to Alicia, he's like, Arno is, you promised me this, and it doesn't exist, so fuck you. I'm not. A way to react to this is not like, I'll fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, I want you dead. It's like, yeah, that sucks, I'm gonna go my own way and try to find something different. It just feels like such a strong reaction. Same with Wes. Okay, so Luciana lied to, what's his name, Salazar, lied to him and tricked him, and I think that's morally wrong. So now I'm against you guys, and I want to see you guys dead, pretty much. So I'm doing something morally wrong in response to your bad action, which is just such an overreaction for Wes to do this, I think, still. like I said, have a problem with Luciana, but to completely go against the whole group and their cause or whatever, it's just stupid. To side with Strand. I mean, I'm not saying it's stupid to go to the tower. I think this whole war in general is convoluted and stupid, to be honest. I think they should all be trying to get the fuck out of this area and just go somewhere else. Let's see. I like the car wash setting with Dwight and Sherry. It reminds me of the movie The Crazies. They're in a car wash in that scene, and it's like a nuclear fallout type thing in that movie as well. And yeah, so I just like it's nice to see something that's not just desert, abandoned woods, or an abandoned house or something like that, you know. So seeing something that's, you know, recognizable to what we see every day. So yeah, it was nice seeing the car wash setting. Morgan asked Alicia at one point, like, where did you come from? And it's like, I was thinking that too. Like, where do these characters just pop up from? They pop up from, I don't know, seemingly nowhere whenever the plot needs them to be here or there. Everybody's like separated and spread out, but they all find each other because these walkies really, I don't know, carry a signal or, yeah. So, let's see what else we got. I do sort of like the conflict with Dwight thinking he's going to revert to his old ways because he's in the same setting, like an all-out war type setting from Walking Dead, between like Negan and Rick, but this time it's Strand and Morgan. And Sherry's worried that he's going to side with Strand it was annoying at first, but once I understood it, she's worried that he would side with Strand to try to protect their baby. Which, at the end of the day, I really don't see that that's a bad move all that much. But it still was a little bit annoying before you know that Sherry's pregnant and that's what's going on and that's why she's reacting this way. But even so, it's still kind of shitty to think that Dwight would flip the script and go back to his old way. Which, in the beginning, she's making it sound like, well, okay, I guess I understand it now that I've seen the whole thing, but yeah, still kind of shitty that she would think Dwight would do that. And again, if he did, I don't see a problem. But anyway, so Dwight in the car wash, maybe I was confused. I backed it up a few times to try to understand, but Dwight goes to shake one of the Rangers' hands that's with Wes. It looked like is what he was doing. And I was like, why the fuck would you go to shake his hand? Why would they I guess to make the deal, but even so, like, that Ranger's so stupid to think shaking Dwight's hand, you know, is safe and not a trick or something, you know. Pretty stupid, that whole sequence, but, I do like the way Dwight handles Sherry, though, whenever he's, like, getting pissed off. Austin Emilio did a really good job whenever he's, like, you know, yelling back at her, like, okay, if you think I'm gonna go bad again, then go ahead, get the baby. I'll give it to him right now, you know. He didn't actually do it, but I really like the way they're handling Dwight's character, even though I wish he was still on the original show. Let's see. We had a line from Morgan where he says, leaving the original show, you know, Rick and all of them, not specifically, but he had some people he was with and he regretted leaving them. It feels like the writer's course correcting by saying that because all the fans, you know, most of the fans are like, wow, it's so shitty that he did that, you know, it doesn't make sense for the character. And so they're saying like, well, he at least feels bad about it, you know. Not bad enough to go back, but even though where he's at is currently in a nuclear fallout, but I'm fine with the nuclear fallout thing, storyline, but I wish it had been saved for like the very last of the season so they could have went and left to, or the series, so they could have went and left to the original Walking Dead group, you know. Let's see. Maybe they still will, but it's just, you know, like, why didn't you do it sooner? Alicia can't die from her bite at this point. She has to die from something else. I need them to reveal it to us that she's sick with something else, and it wasn't the bite that killed her. Otherwise, this is so ridiculous. Even for somebody that's not, like, you just can't run a fever like this and continue to go for days and days. I don't think you can if she's constantly running a fever. It just doesn't make sense. It's just like they wanted to tease like that she was dying and something was going on with her to engage you, but they weren't ready to kill her off yet either. So I don't know. There's got to be something going on there. Is all I'm trying to say. All right, and then we're stuck in the tunnels again. Going back to the same tunnels. I don't know why they're like shaking and collapsing. It was pretty stupid. Unless I missed something as to why they were shaking and collapsing. But I guess all the story threads do line up well, that they were trying to dispatch of these rangers, get them off their trail, get rid of the walkers, and yeah, and it all kind of worked. Although I didn't like the way Dwight and Sherry have a moment where they stop in the tunnel and they can't get out, but it was really just so they can have a scene to look over the pregnancy test and catch their breath. But that whole, oh, I realized I'm, actually am pregnant, so now I can actually dig my way out. And she couldn't have done it before, it was just kind of stupid. Yeah, just going into those tunnels in general, I don't get it. I don't get how she was able to get out just all of a sudden, but okay. Let's see. We get a scene at the end with all the cast, which was nice, because people complain a lot this season that we don't see much of the cast together, and it's true. They are all splintered up or just forgettable. You forget who's out there, because they have a ton, they just don't use them all consistently. And yeah, I don't know if Lenny James just can't film a lot this season. They just don't have a lot for him to do. Maybe because Madison's coming back, they're trying to phase him out, it would seem. But yeah, he's going off. And then yeah, maybe now Madison will return hopefully soon. Before Strand and Alicia die, because I'm expecting both of them to. They both need to at this point, because Strand is unredeemable at this point, I think. And Alicia is, yeah, she's so sick. She just has to die. They can't just have her in this state forever, Like I said, unless they reveal it that she's sick with something else. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got, I think, for this one. If I had to give it a rating, I guess I'd give it a fucking 7.5, out of 10. Because by Fear standards, it was good, but still not a good, Walking Dead episode overall. So, yeah. Like I said, I am on vacation right now, so kind of threw me a little bit for this review. So anything that I forget, I'll put in the comments as usual. And, yeah, just give you a look. That way, if you watch till this point, it's more worth it. You get a look at the nice ocean. Look at that. All right. See you in the next one.